Did he ever really apologize for this?
What did the five fingers say to the face? What? Slap!
Allow me to elucidate, dear viewers, about Will Smith, a man who was once the definition of cool and is now basically America's favorite hostage video with production value. And we cannot tell this story without the main villain, Jada Pinkett Smith, a woman who treats marriage the way North Korea treats its citizens. Will Smith used to be invincible. He was the guy who could release clean rap albums, star in billion-dollar blockbusters, and raise kids so weird they made Willow and Jaden look like science experiments from a rejected Rick and Morty script. And then Oscars night happened. The night Will decided to throw away his career for the woman who's been publicly humiliating him for a decade. He slapped Chris Rock like he was auditioning for the role of Angry Dad at Chuck E. Cheese. The slap was bad, but the real horror movie was what followed. Jada's never ending confessions. Every time she opens her mouth, Will's soul dies a little more. I never really wanted to marry him. We were secretly separated for years. Tupac was my soulmate. Will cries more than the audience of The Notebook. I once brought a Ouija board to Thanksgiving just to ask Tupac if he would have slapped Chris Rock harder. At this point, Jada doesn't need a talk show. She needs a restraining order from her own husband's dignity. Will tried to bounce back with emancipation. But let's be honest, the only emancipation anyone wants for Will is from Jada. Nobody watched the movie. Not because it was bad, but because every time you see Will on screen, you can't stop picturing Jada in the background shaking her head and saying, Tupac would have done it better. And now, in 2025, Will has decided the world needs a rap comeback.
This is the bounce back. Watch Will, y'all. This is the bounce back.
Yes, because when the world thinks of the hottest rappers right now, we all immediately go Drake, Kendrick, Will Smith, the 56-year-old man who raps like a motivational poster. And the bold choice would have been to call the first single Keep My Wife's Name, since Jada keeps dragging his name through the mud like a worn out parade float. And other tracks include Miami 2, Prenup Disaster, Entanglement Blues, Men and Blacklisted, Parents Just Don't Understand, Divorce Court Fees. This isn't a comeback album. This is a cry for help set to a beat. This is what happens when a man goes to therapy, ignores everything the therapist says, and instead hires DJ Jazzy Jeff to remix his trauma. Here's the tragic comedy.
Now, I know to do what we do, you got to be able to take abuse. You got to be able to have people talk crazy about you. In this business, you got to be able to have people disrespecting you. And you got to smile and you got to pretend like that's okay.
Will Smith's enemy isn't Chris Rock or critics or audiences. It's his fucking wife. Every single comeback attempt is sabotaged by Jada's need to reveal something new and humiliating.
There is nobody like that man. I don't care how many records you sell. I don't care how popular you are. There is no comparison. None. And I don't know when there ever will be.
Will. Hey guys, I'm dropping new music. Jada the same week. By the way, Tupac once wrote me a poem in prison about how Will doesn't satisfy me in bed. At this point, Jada isn't a wife. She's a professional public humiliation consultant. Her job is to make Will look like the saddest man in Hollywood. And she's fucking crushing it. Let's be real. Will Smith will never outrun the slap. But worse than that, he'll never outrun Jada. He's not the Fresh Prince anymore. He's the court jester in Jada's personal humiliation circus. So where does Will go from here? Simple. Embrace the slap. Release slap-themed merch. Sell a cologne called Open Palm. Stop apologizing. Shave your head, wear leather. Embrace being Hollywood's washed-up anti-hero. Go on a press tour where you slap everyone. Slap Fallon, slap Colbert, slap Oprah. Be the slap messiah. Or get the hell away from Jada. Because no amount of music, movies, or Instagram apologies will save him as long as he's tied to a woman who makes national headlines every time she remembers another way to remind him he's not Tupac. At the end of the day, Will Smith is still rich, still talented, and still capable of pulling off a comeback. But let's not sugarcoat it. He's a man who let his wife humiliate him on a global scale, slapped someone on her behalf, destroyed his reputation, and is now trying to claw his way back into relevance by rapping like it's still 1999. So here's to you, Will. May your next album flop slightly less. May you finally get free of your bald captor. And may you one day be remembered for something other than slapping Chris Rock and living in Jada's 24/7 humiliation factory. Because right now, you're not the Fresh Prince. You're the sad king of nothing. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. And as always, stay safe.